that really is not enough. That bubble tank is, oh my God, what is that bubble tank has just like imploded.
I could have loved you good that then. I could have chained your heart to a star, but it really doesn't matter at all. No, it really doesn't matter at all. Life's a guide.
I'd say it was love at first sight. I saw him on Top of the Pops on the Next Door Neighbours TV. That's when I first saw him. I had quite a miserable, adolescence with slightly strange parents. And so I found solace in listening to T-Rex's music, and it was something which kept me going, really.
Marc Bolan and T-Rex released 14 albums and 33 singles between 1968 and 1977. Their run of 4 #1 singles in the early 1970s made T-Rex the most successful British band since the Beatles. Marc's career slowed in the mid-1970s, but by 1977 he was back. He'd been given a new TV show and had just released a new album, Dandy in the Underworld. But in the early hours of the 16th of September 1977, tragedy struck. Marc Bolan and his partner Gloria were driving back home from a night out in Mayfair. Gloria lost control of their car as they crossed a railway bridge in Barnes, hitting a fence post. Gloria suffered critical injuries. Marc was killed instantly. He was 29.
It was like my raison d'etre had died. I've had problems with parents and everything, and so he was my reason to be. I could listen to his music and sort of wrap myself into music.
In the years after Marc's death, the crash site became a place of pilgrimage for fans of Marc and T-Rex.
In 6 days' time, it'll be 48 years that I've been coming here. Six days afterwards, that was the first time I could come, and there was still all glass strewn in the road. There was just enough room to put my little motorbike and to collect a bit of the bark off the tree and some of the broken glass, and sort of do an awful lot of crying. I used to visit every year. I used to bring the children with me, and I was always very, very upset by the state of the site, because there was always such a lot of, beer bottles and vodka bottles. And one of the things which really upset me was in 1995 when Bike magazine, they were riding around various sites. They went to Jimi Hendrix's death site and this type of thing. And when they got here, they described it as being, with all the litter and everything, more shithole than Shrine, which was very upsetting, obviously. That is when I said, well, we've got to do something.
In 1999, Fee, her husband Kev, and other Marc Bolan fans formed the T-Rex Action Group, or TAG. TAG took responsibility for maintaining the site of Marc's death.
I dragged my husband here in March 1999 because Kevin's not a Marc Bolan fan and has never been a Marc Bolan fan, and he's frankly quite sick of telling people that he's not a Marc Bolan fan and that the reason he does everything here is because of me and because he loves me.
In the following decades, the site grew into what it is today, Marc Bolan's Rock Shrine, still lovingly maintained by Fee and Kev.
The thing about swans is that Marc Bolan's first hit was Ride a White Swan, which got to number 2 in the charts. Now, a lot of these swans, actually, they're here for years upon year. Every so often we have a spate of sort of thefts, but on the whole, things stay here year on year. This is from Australia. Last year, so that's already on its 2nd anniversary. Mickey knew he wasn't well, and so when he stood here he said, when I go, it'd be really nice to be remembered here with a plaque on the steps. And so of course we said, we'll do that for you, Mickey, but that meant that we had to put plaques on the steps for everybody who'd passed over. So that started off with, these are chronologically, so it was Steve Took, Steve Curry, June, his widow, and obviously then Mickey. And then on the lower plaque was just Peter Dino Dines, and then that was it. And fortunately nobody else died between 2005 and 2024. And then we had Herbie Flowers and Jack Green. And hopefully, of course, we won't have to do any for a few more years. Well, because we've only got 3 left on that. We've got 3 left on that step before we have to start on the next one down. The frogs, that is because when Marc and Gloria were in New York, you see a lot of bizarre things in places like New York. They saw a woman with a frog in her hand, and so Marc wrote a song about it, hence the frogs. It's mostly swans, frogs, and of course the T-Rex. When the tree was here, we tried to encourage fans not to pin on the tree, which is why we put the notice board here. And the notices on here, they sort of tend to stay here for quite a number of years. Sometimes people put up photographs of themselves when they were fans. There isn't any significance at all to the barrel. That's protecting the original stump of the Bolan tree. It's under there. It's a shame that the tree's gone now, because I've always quoted Marc in 1968. He said that he believes that trees have souls, which, you know, I think they do.
In 2014, the original Bolan tree was vandalised.
We arrived, and I arrived, and there I was shocked to discover that somebody had hollowed out all the other side, which we filled to make it look better than it was, and then they filled the entire hole with diesel, which had not only poisoned the tree, but of course had poisoned all the soil surrounding the tree. We pretty well know who did it, but we can't prove it. And it was sort of jealousy, really. This person had come back into the country after 20 odd years, had discovered this and decided that they wanted it. And then that was their leaving last sort of, I can't do anything, so I'll hurt something I know you care about. And since then, we haven't heard of them. Sad, really. That is the problem with any fan base. I mean, fan is short for fanatical, and you do get some people who really aren't in the right mindset.
26 years after its founding, Fee and Kev are the only remaining active members of TAG.
And we did actually have more members of TAG when we started, but unfortunately some of them kind of left when they realised the big responsibility that was behind all this, and the other members of TAG that we had, they didn't want to keep turning up and doing the hard physical work that is needed. We didn't really sort of anticipate the foreverness of it, really. I have to admit, if I'd have known how much work was going to be involved, then yes, I may very well have not gone ahead with it. But on the other hand, of course, that was yesterday and you can't do anything to change it. I think it comes down to duty, really. You know, that it's our duty to come and do it.
It's the 16th of September 2025, the 48th anniversary of Marc's death. The family of former T-Rex member Jack Green are visiting the shrine to see Jack's memorial plaque unveiled.
Just about to do various things, most of them involving the word panic. I'm good at that.
The same.
I know, why do I make these peculiar noises? I don't know, why do I? Oh no, plural. One, two. 1, 2. Does that work? Oh.
Yes, it's working.
No, that's silly. I'm going to turn it off. Oh, everybody's waiting for me. Please. Oh, that's the presentation of it, and then this is the one for Herbie Flowers.
Is this from HQ?
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh, thank you. That's fantastic.
Hooray! And that's about it, really. I think.
Yep.
Hurrah! I can sit down.
You can that.